Hey guys, so it's been a minute. This video is going to be a couple different things. First of all, it's going to be a bit of an update on how things have been going for me in the last little bit more than a month since I kind of decided to take a step back away from YouTube for a minute. And also going to be talking a little bit about me making a bit of a return kind of thing, not 100% full time, but definitely going to be having updates here and there, book wise as things go on, and a little bit life update stuff as time goes on. I basically have got a bridal shower I'm going to today, or it's more of a couple shower really, because it's both the bride and the groom, and it's for one of my cousins. So I'm getting ready for that here, and I just figured this would be a great time for me to go ahead and update you all. So I'll also give you guys a little update on, or like a little get ready with me kind of thing of products I'm using. So brush my teeth. I did cleanse my skin with the Good Molecules Hydrating Facial Cleansing Gel, which is really good for me with my kind of more dry skin. It helps hydrate my skin a little bit more, which I use day and night. And then I also have used the Pineapple Exfoliating Powder from Good Molecules, which you can also use day and night. It's a very gentle exfoliator, which in the morning helps with like any dry skin that I wake up with, and also like helps to slough off any like makeup or extra, dead skin, at night. So now I'm going to go in with my Bioma Deep Puff and Brighten Eye Gel, which I use under my eyes. So what has been going on recently? Well, not much has really changed since I last saw you guys. I did finish up my pre-internship stuff and the other courses I was in April. Did really well with those. Did basically just get through the majority of the last of my school year. So in May, I had also started up another 2 courses, which basically are like the first part of the summer for college basically. So I've got 2 classes going on for that, which will be ending at the end of June, because today as I'm filming this, it is June 1st. So I have a couple more weeks of those classes, and then pretty much at the end of that week, we'll be getting started with my next class, which is gonna take on the second part of the summer for the college time. So I've got that going on. I'm now gonna go in with my Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Serum for my dark spots and everything, and acne scars and all that stuff. So in May, then I also had basically the end of my normal school year with my full-time job. So if y'all remember, at the beginning of the school year, I had said that my school in particular started 3 weeks earlier than the rest of the schools in our district. That was because our school was having a new building built behind the school that we were still holding classes and stuff in. So May 22nd was our last day because they needed everything moved out of the building by that day, end of day basically, so that they could get stuff, start to tore down by June 4th, basically, is what I had heard. So in terms of that made it so that all the kids in that school got out 3 weeks earlier, and so then I've basically been filling in at the other schools in the district that have needed some extra help because I signed up for that. So last week I spent Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at one building. I had to hop to another building for half the day one day, but it was fine. I basically, though, the weekend before, so finished up school before Memorial Day weekend. Friday I had the day off for the Memorial Day weekend, and then Saturday I was in Detroit for the weekend to celebrate my best friend's bachelorette party weekend, because I am in her wedding in August. And so we spent the whole weekend in Detroit, which was really, really fun. We had a really good time. Honestly, I have not had that much fun in a long time. So having that bachelorette party really reset me in a lot of ways. And I had already been thinking about previously the idea of coming back a little bit here and there, and making more so not weekly updates, but so many books related updates, which I'll talk about in a minute. But that really kind of cemented it in for me that I missed doing a lot of that stuff, and I missed filming, and I missed doing content, and so I was very much yeah, I need to do that. So what I just applied is the Skin Better Science Maestro Active Balance Serum. This is just a little gift I had gotten from the salon that I worked at previously that I'm just trying to run out of before I move on to some other products that I have. But now I'm going to go in with the Bioma Barrier Repair Treatment. This is my moisturizer that you use day and night. The Maestro I also use day and night. It's like a twice daily kind of thing to help with my redness. And then this is just a moisturizer to lock everything. I had previously mentioned that Robert and I were thinking about trying for children here. And we are still in the mindset of doing that. It's just though that this coming fall, I will be in my student teaching / internship time. And having a baby in that time is not necessarily the most smart of options. And so we've kind of both have this unspoken agreement that maybe we're going to wait a little bit longer until at the very least I have finished my internship, which I will be done with school-wise in December. The timeline of everything is a little bit kind of wonky because, as y'all know, the whole reason I'm able to be back in school is because I am in a program that basically has given me the ability to go to school for free and get my master's as well as my teaching certification and all that stuff. Well, the school part of things ends in December, so I have the school internship part that would normally be unpaid, more than likely, that is going on from August to December. However, the program I'm in basically gives me the ability to continue through the end of the school year, and then also gives me the ability for that internship to be paid. Thank God. I will be getting basically an 80% of a first year's teacher salary, which is amazing. So that will make it a lot nicer. I won't have to worry about bills and all that stuff. So then the rest of the school year will also then be dedicated to me prepping for my teaching license exam and all that stuff. And I will very likely get that taken care of and out of the way like within maybe a couple of months after I graduate with my master's, because I do want some time to like focus on my classes and then, you know, have the time to focus on the licensing exam and all that stuff. So that is kind of the game plan going on, and then finish out the school year with my internship stuff. And then by next school year, so school year starting 2026, I should hopefully have a full-time teaching job, which will be great. I just put on the last piece of my main skin routine, which is this organic rose glow face oil from this company called Sedona Wanderlust. It is a local company for me. It is a black-owned company, and I really, really love this. This helps like really set in everything. And now I'm gonna wash my hands real quick and let that set in before I put on my SPF. So what else is going on before I get into the more content-related things? Not really a whole heck of a lot. Everything has basically just been work, school, work, school. I will say though that coming this summer, I am hopefully going to have a summer job because the school year for the rest of the schools in my district ends not this coming week, but the week after. And so I'm trying to line up a summer job at the very least to hold me over for the rest of the summer. Because last summer, you guys might know, I did Shipt and I did Amazon Flex, and I don't think I can do that again this year. It is a lot of wear and tear on my car. It's physically very demanding for me, more so than I think doing like a barista job would in a sense, which is what I applied for. I actually had an interview yesterday for a barista position, and it seems like it might be a possibility. So, and that is also something too that I want to mention is that while it is more so going to be a summer job, I am actually planning on using it as supplemental income while I'm in my internship. So like going there once a week, maybe during the week or during the weekends, kind of thing. And Robert and I have discussed it, and we think it's actually a really good idea considering that I'm going to need a little bit of supplemental income, because at an 80% first year's teacher salary, I will still be basically making what I make right now as a para. And while that is not necessarily bad, it would be nice to have a little bit extra coming in, you know, monetary wise. So there's that. So now I'm going to go in with my SPF, which is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunscreen. I'm going to let this sit a little bit too and maybe like blot a little bit with it, because it does make my skin a little more oily, which, here's the thing. I hate wearing sunscreen because it makes my skin so oily. I really hate it. But I know I need to wear it, especially as we're getting into summer right now. And so I'm going to do it. And this has like the best texture after putting it on that I found with sunscreen, because it does dry a little bit more, but it does still leave my skin a little bit oilier than I would like. So we're going to blot it a little bit to like get some of that shininess off of me. And I'm gonna apply some on my chest too, just because I'm wearing this bodysuit and I'm gonna have like a shirt over it, like a blouse over it, but my chest is still very likely going to be exposed. So we're gonna take care of that and nip that in the butt before that becomes a problem. And I'm gonna be inside more than likely, but you should always still wear sunscreen, no matter if you're inside or outside, just because like there's like 2 different types of rays. UVA is what makes us age, and UVB can actually like burn us. The UVA rays though are what penetrate like windows and stuff, and I learned that when I was at the salon that I worked at. So anyway, now as I get ready to do a little bit of makeup, because I'm not going to do a ton since it's mostly just family I'm going to be with, so like it's not, I really don't even have to do makeup if I don't want to, but I kind of want to do a little something something. So we're going to let this sit for a minute, and I'll talk a little bit about content-wise what I've got planned. I've been in a really bad reading slump for a couple of months now. In the last 2 months, I have completed 1 book, and I'm about to finish with another. That's not like me. So I've also been really trying the last couple of months to not buy many books. I've bought a few, you know, here and there, but like I just did a little bit of book shopping yesterday. I got 2 books that I actually really wanted. One was the new Allie Hazelwood, Problematic Summer Romance, and the second one was the second book in the Lila Sage Cowboy Romances, because I realized I had books 1 and 3, but I didn't have 2. So, basically with that though, that has been like, you know, that's the last of it for a while. We're gonna actually have a project going on that is going to be well needed. It is going to be very much something I've been meaning to do for a long time, and I'm actually really excited about it. But it does also allow me to still be able to use my local library, which I need to use again more often. I haven't really been there in several months, and I've been kind of missing getting books from there. So we're gonna kind of like play a little bit of a best of both worlds kind of thing with a little bit of a game, which there will be a separate video with like the first episode of this basically going on. I'm not gonna do a set TBR because I want to basically have a series where I am going to try to focus more on my physical, like the books I own basically, and maybe here and there like a book from the library, whether it's like borrowing it from Libby or Hoopla or getting a physical book from the library kind of thing. But I kind of want to go back to this idea of playing a game that I've kind of seen a lot of people do on like Instagram and Book Talk, where it's like they focus on what they own, and it's randomized basically. Like they randomize the book that they end up getting, and I'm taking it a step further, making it a little bit more complicated, where it's like I'm gonna say like, okay, is it going to be something I own? Is it going to be something I'm going to borrow? Is it going to be something that I'm going to try to get from my local library that is something I see on social media? You know, something to that effect. And like the video that I'm going to make is going to explain it more in depth. But basically, actually my skin's not super oily as I thought, so I think we're going to be good with doing a little bit of makeup. Basically, what the plan is I'm going to make videos where it's going to include like so many books, like 5 books basically, in that like game time or whatever ends up happening, because it's entirely possible I will have to go through and read an entire series before I like make a video kind of thing. So the idea though is that there's a set of rules I have to follow, and depending on what I get, I will read it and I will make a video of it with several other books, you know, within a time span. And that'll be what you guys see. So the upload schedule is not going to be anything where it's like, you know, very consistent. It's going to very much be when I get so many books done, this is going to be the video, and it's going to go up, and it's going to go up when it's up. You know, like it's not going to be a very consistent schedule. The reason for that is personally because, as you all know, I am fucking busy as hell. And so I want to have a lot more flexibility. I still want to make videos and post them and all that stuff, but I want it to be more, first of all, authentic and be able to rant as long as I fucking want without feeling like I am pressed for time. And 2, I don't want to feel like I'm being rushed to get something out when I have 5 million other projects I have to do, and I have this many, you know, things. I've got to work here for so long, and then I got to go over here for so long. Like, I don't want it to be something where I'm feeling rushed and then it feels like I am not doing things as I would like for me to do. So, like, I did a video the last vlog I posted was probably one of the most authentic ones I've done in a while, because it was not one where I felt pressed for time. It was not one where I felt like I had to clip what I was saying for things, you know, that kind of stuff. Now, I am, though, at the same time planning on hopefully posting more on like Instagram and TikTok maybe. Like, well, I feel like what I post on Instagram is just gonna go straight to TikTok, so, but there is like 2 different time limits for those. TikTok still has the 10-minute time limit. Instagram has a 3-minute time limit, so like we'll figure it out from there. But the plan is basically to create YouTube long form content, essentially, however long that's gonna be, right? Instagram, we're gonna do like a shortened version of that, or TikTok, let's go TikTok first. TikTok is gonna be a shortened version of that, where maybe it's like one book and I do like a mini review of like each book that I read. And then YouTube is gonna be like the more longer form, more in-depth review of those books as I'm reading them, and it's a video where it's multiple books in the same video. And then Instagram will obviously be like a shortened version of the shortened, you know, mini review. So that's kind of the idea. That's kind of what I am looking for when it comes to creating the content. And like I said, I'm not planning on setting up any specific TBRs, but I think on Instagram, I definitely will do like a graphic of like a wrap up for the month kind of thing. And then like a little video for TikTok, and then maybe a little bit more of an in-depth wrap up for YouTube. But that I'm not 100% sure on. We're going to kind of see what happens over the course of the month and go from there. I don't know. We'll see. That's as far as like content-wise I'm thinking at this moment in time, because I don't have the time or the energy to make multiple videos in a month. Like, I know I do want to make the mid-year freakout tag that I try to do every year, because I love making those videos. I think they're very, very fun. And even though the questions are always the same, it's still like a good time, you know, to make those. And, you know, there's such a thing as engagement that I should probably try to, you know, continue with. But then let's talk about sprints, because y'all, I miss doing sprints. I miss hanging out with my friends. Do not get me wrong. I don't have time. I don't have energy for it anymore. And I hate that, because I want to hang out with Bree and Brandy and Adrian and everyone in chat. I do. I miss it so fucking much. That is probably the thing I miss the most about being in the YouTube sphere, is doing the live shows and doing things like that. Between all of the classes I have every single week, where it's the homework or it's the Zoom classes I have to attend every week for these classes, by the end of the day, when I actually have time to read, I don't have the energy. And so what I am planning on doing is not doing sprints for I don't know how long. Maybe once I get through my first part of my teacher apprenticeship, my internship, when I get through the school part of that, maybe in 2026 we'll get back to doing sprints on a regular basis, because I won't have to worry about homework. I can focus more on other things while, you know, finishing up that student teaching, whatever. I don't think it is in the cards for me to do sprints at all this year. I don't think it's going to work out. And with that being said too, I don't think live shows are going to be a thing. Many of you may know I stopped basically the Robin Hobb read along that I was doing this year, because I do not have the time. I don't have the time to do the live shows for them. And quite honestly, I'm slogging through the books. I'm in the middle of finishing up basically the last 25% of Assassin's Quest that I've been stuck on for probably about 2-3 weeks at this point, because I'm in a slump. As unfortunate as that is, because I was so excited to do the Robin Hobb read along, it just didn't make sense for me to do it, because I don't have the energy and I don't have the time that I used to sit and binge read all the time, because I'm just so bogged down with homework all the time. And don't get me wrong, I'm still making time to read. I've actually been getting into a really good routine recently, where I'm back in my reading game and I'm enjoying it, and I'm doing things like to actually like enjoy my reading time again. But it's not what it used to be. It's not. And this is just, I think, a kind of moment in my life where that is kind of taking a back seat, because I've got so much going on. But rest assured, when school is done, I should, theoretically be getting back full swing into my reading game. I don't see how I couldn't, truthfully. It's just been a time. It has been a time and a half. I am so sick and tired of feeling like I can't do the things I want to do because I'm so fucking tired all the time. And then half the time I don't sleep because I'm so stressed that I can't, my body literally cannot fall asleep, and it fucking sucks. And I've actually gotten into, again, a really good routine where I think I'm finally getting back to like being able to sleep a good amount and sleep well. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And actually that's something I want to talk with you guys about is like, I don't know if you know me, but I've always been like a paper planner kind of girl. Like I've always had like a planner in hand along with my books. And like the problem though became where I would have to readjust things so often, and I would always write in pen because I'm stupid and don't think about using a pencil when I'm going through and making my plans. But I would always use a pen when I would be doing my planning. And that gets really annoying a lot of times when I have to keep crossing out things and having to rewrite. So, and I could never find a digital planning system, like an app or anything that worked so well for me, that was intuitive, that was user-friendly, and like just aesthetically also met my needs, and then also just felt like it was so comforting to use, and I could like adjust things really easily. And I finally found one. I finally found an app that I think works best for me and what I need and what I want it to do. And that is an app that is free. There is a paid version of it you can get that has more features, but the free version I think is just fantastic as it is. And that is the Structured app on iPhone. I don't know if you can get it on Android. I don't know. I have no idea because I don't have Android. I have an iPhone. But I have found that has been like my lifesaver recently, because of its customizability in terms of like getting the things I need on there and then being able to edit it so fluidly and easily without feeling like I'm going to make myself explode because I, have to keep adjusting things. Like, for instance, I got an interview, like I said yesterday, and I found out about it the day before, like 2 days before, whatever. Like I got a call where I was like, hey, would you be willing to come in Saturday morning for this? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And I already had plans to, not really do much and all this stuff. And like, I've been actively putting in time for like, okay, this is the time where I'm not going to have anything to do. So we're going to like make it a schedule where I'm going to do what I want. And I was able to very easily like fix that to where I could go to my interview and then I could do what I need to at home before I actually ended up then scheduling a nail appointment, because I had not had a nail appointment in several weeks and I needed to get my nails redone. But it was so easy to basically just go through and fix that schedule, and it still was aesthetically pleasing and made me happy, and like I actually felt comfortable with making those changes. And like, I don't know, it's just something in me, like the planner whore that I am, like it just made me so happy to like actually see that all work out and feel like I could actively see still the time that I would have for like other things I need to do, and like planning like, okay, as soon as I get home for 15 minutes, I'm gonna do dishes, and then for the next hour and a half, I will have to myself, and I can do whatever it is I feel I need to do at that time. Or I could sit and read for a little bit longer, kind of thing. Like it just, this probably won't make a lot of sense to a lot of you, but it made me very happy, let me just tell you that right now. But anyway, basically, things are going a lot better. I'm finding things that are getting me into a better routine. I actually now have a wind down routine that also is really helping me, where I take my meds, I wash my face, brush my teeth, all that stuff, and then for about an hour and a half before I go to bed, I have a cup of tea and I sit and I read, or if I'm listening to an audiobook, I crochet. Let me tell you, that has been the best thing to get me to fall asleep in a long time. It just is one of those things where like, it seems so minuscule to a lot of people to like have a planner that seems to really work for them and make their lives a lot easier when scheduling things, and like feeling like you know, it just seems so ridiculously minuscule to so many people. But for me, like, as someone who obsesses about having time to do all the things and like feeling like I have to have like literally an hour by hour, practically minute by minute plan of things because I have so many things going on in my life, you know, like it was a godsend, and I have loved it so very much, and I will sing its praises for time to come because it is that good. It is that good. And I just genuinely feel like I can get the things I want to do and the things I need to do done in an effective time frame. And it just makes my life so much easier. Like, I can't even. Like, I even have it where, you know, every day I come home from work or something, and like if I don't have a class at like 5:30, you know, I check for homework. And then maybe on a day where like I don't have anything else going on and I can just focus on my homework, I'm gonna do homework sprints. So, and I have that from like 4:30 to 8 o'clock. And then somewhere in there I eat because, you know, my husband will probably be cooking that night, and he knows when I'm busy doing my homework to leave me alone unless he's bringing me food. So like, there's so many things that I just found to be so helpful, and it's making myself feel less awful about the fact that I, you know, have so much going on and it takes away from everything. But like, you know, it puts things in a much different light for me that makes it easier for me to then just be like, okay, this is what I'm doing from this time to this time. And I'm able to tell my husband, here's my schedule, here's what I got going on. During this time frame, I need to focus. So if you need me, I will be available. I could do something if you need me to, but otherwise, please let me just do my homework so that I don't have to worry about it the rest of the week. Because I try to get all my homework done as much as I can, like in one night, if I don't have a class that I have to attend. And that way I can have more free time to spend with him, or have more free time to do the other things I want to do. If I spend most of my night focusing on my classes, you know, like, I don't know. At this point, I'm just rambling, but I wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing okay, that I'm doing better, and that we're getting there. Like, slowly but surely, we are getting there. We are getting back to where we need to be and where we want to be, as if I'm multiple people. I don't know. But things are getting better, and I couldn't be more grateful for the support that you guys have shown me with all of it. I couldn't be more grateful for the support that I've had from my family and from my loved ones who have been like watching me go through this, and, you know, being so understanding of the fact that, you know, I've got these things going on and I can't always do things all the time. And, you know, I appreciate the continued support. I did close my Patreon, and for those of you that were in my Patreon, did see it close. And I didn't really give a reason as to why. Quite honestly, again, I don't have the time. I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, and especially like with the way things are going now and what I'm planning on doing in the future when it comes to my content, it's not something that is necessarily like something that I would want people to pay for. Like, if I'm gonna make the content that I want to make in the future, it will like just basically be what everyone's available to get. I unfortunately don't have the time to make extra content that would be available specifically to patrons anymore, like I thought I would. And so, while you definitely could do like a free membership by all means, like, I just don't have anything that would like go up there other than early access to videos. And I feel like at that point, then what's the point? If that's all I'm able to do, then what is the actual point of me having a Patreon? So I did decide to close it down. Again, maybe 2026, if I can make more content on a regular basis and I can make content that is going to be, I think, applicable to those that are going to be on Patreon, then maybe I'll open it back up. But as far as it is now, like, I just don't see the point in having a Patreon when you're going to get the same stuff there that you're going to get on my channel, where you can access it for free already. So, I don't know. That's just my thought. I feel like that it makes the most sense for me to do it that way, and I'm sorry to those of you that were on my Patreon that were like, oh, I was looking forward to all this and yada yada yada, but girl, I ain't got time. Nobody got time for that anymore in my lifetime, so we're gonna move on. So anyway, that is basically all I have got for you guys for right now. That is basically the biggest like dump of my life when it comes to like dumping everything about what's going on in my life right now. It's been a very hectic last like month, almost 2 months, and all good things, just very stressful. And we're moving, we're grooving, we're not necessarily reading as much as we would like. Again, don't know why I'm talking as if there's multiple of me, but we're getting there. We are getting there. We're getting back to it. We're getting back to happiness and to joy. And I want to show that with you all. I want to show you my happiness and my joy because I like showing you guys that. But y'all also have seen me at my worst. You know, you've all seen me in a place where I'm not okay multiple times. I mean, how many times have I like left YouTube and then came back, you know, within a month or two? Probably 5 or 6 times. I don't know. In the 9 years that I've done this. So, alright, gotta focus now because we got the liquid eyeliner. Alright, the wings are on. And I think they're mostly even, which is good. Even if they're not, who the hell's gonna care? Not me. Anyway, that is basically going to be it for me for today. I'm just basically going to finish up the last of my makeup, and I need to get around because hopefully my husband should be back. It's going on 1 o'clock right now, and I was hoping to leave by about 2 to make it to the couple shower. But I hope that everyone is doing really well. I hope you guys are all surviving at least. I know that things right now, especially in US culture, is not super great with a lot of the things going on within government things. So I hope that you're at least surviving, and I hope that you're at least getting through every day as best you can. And even if you're not, it's okay to not be okay. It is okay to not be happy with how things are going. It is okay to want to jump out of a 5-story window sometimes, as long as you don't actually do it. But it's okay to feel like you want to do that because, quite honestly, it's par for the course for how this year is going, I think, for a lot of people. So, also, with it being June 1st, happy Pride Month to those that are celebrating, or at the very least celebrating with your friends that are on the LGBTQ spectrum. I don't think I have anything specific planned going on for Pride Month. Like, I do think I want to go to the Pride Festival back in my hometown. That is at later this month. Which is the same Pride Festival that I went to last year where I did tarot readings. I am not going to do that this year. But I definitely would like to at least go to like see the other vendors and go like support LGBTQ artists and all those things and businesses and all that. But I think that this month's just going to be get through the end of the school year with my kids, get through the rest of my first round of summer classes, and then kick ass with the second one. And basically just prepare to go to California again in August because that's when my friend's wedding is Labor Day weekend. And I'm just gonna be really kicking ass to be able to get to that and have no issues because I'm gonna be there for 4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 days-ish. But I'm excited. Anyway, this is going to be basically it. I'm not going to do any lipstick or anything because I'm very likely going to be eating. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, whatever it is that you're watching this. I hope that things are going okay for you. I hope that you're doing all right. Let me know how you guys are doing and what's going on with you down in the comments below. Let me know what you're reading, what you're working on, you know, whatever it is that you're doing. Otherwise, I'll basically just see you guys when I see you. Like I said, the next video will not come out until it is ready. But we'll get to it when it's time. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be before the end of the month that the first episode of like me going through my entire like library or like randomizing what I read kind of thing, I would assume it's gonna be before the end of the month because like I said, I'm 75% of the way through Assassin's Quest and I'm hoping to finish it likely today, if not tomorrow. So that video should hopefully come out in the next few weeks. So anyways, love you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day and I will see you guys all next time.